welcome into this recap of the Kings 123 victory over the Atlanta Hawks Friday night at State Farm Arena in Atlanta. The Kings have won now 3 in a row, back-to-back road games to start this road trip off 2-0, beating Utah the other night, and then here tonight beating the Atlanta Hawks. This game, first half, I thought in that first quarter, the ball movement was brilliant. Shots were going down really good. Just the Kings' offense was awesome in this game. Just awesome. Kings shot 26 of 30 from the free throw line. Shot 48% from the field. 51 rebounds. And more on the rebounds here shortly. 9 steals. They had 13 fast break points. 28 assists. They lost that to the Atlanta Hawks, who had two extra ones. The Hawks had 30. Kings had 10 offensive rebounds in this ball game. Defensive rebounds, the Kings had 41 defensive rebounds. And before the season started, that was one of the points of emphasis from Coach Mike Brown and his coaching staff is for this team to crash the boards. And we saw it. We've seen it here in 5 games, especially Keegan Murray. I think Keegan Murray's done a fantastic job crashing the boards, getting those offensive rebounds and the defensive rebounds so far in this season. Sabonis had 11 defensive rebounds. Keegan Murray, 7 defensive rebounds. DeRozan, 7. Fox, 7 defensive rebounds. Like Malik Monk, 4 defensive rebounds. You know, Trey Lyles, he may be struggling from the field shooting the basketball, but Trey Lyles impacted this game against the Hawks. He had a nice boxed out in the first half for Sabonis to get a defensive rebound in the first half. Trey Lyles had 4 defensive rebounds. He had 5 rebounds and 5 offensive. He had 5 rebounds altogether. And he had 1. And also Trey Lyles had a massive block late in this ball game, towards the end of the fourth quarter, which they were going to call goaltending, but the refs, they went over, reviewed it, no goaltending, clean block. The ball was still going up, not coming down quite yet. So Trey Lyles, massive block in this game. Keegan Murray had a really nice block as well in this game. But DeMar DeRozan, first 5 games as a King in the regular season, 20-plus points. Again, he had 27 tonight, 8 rebounds, 9 of 16 from the field. De'Aaron Fox, just brilliant. 31 points, 7 rebounds, as I mentioned, 3 assists, 4 steals. He was 11 of 16 from the field. And from the free throw line, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. DeRozan, 8 of 10 from the free throw line. You have Kevin Huerter, 10 points, 4 assists in this game for Kevin. Keon Ellis off the bench, 12 points, 4 or 5 from the field. Malik Monk, 9 points, 6 assists from Monk in this game. So, Kings continue to win. They're now 2-0 on this trip. Tough back-to-back tomorrow night as they're in Toronto for the third game of this trip for tomorrow night. But to go back on the rebounding, and that's been a point Mike Brown wanted to point out going into the season, is wanting the guys to crash the boards and get those rebounds, and not just get to bat them out second chance points in this game. But Keegan Murray has done a tremendous job so far this season at rebounding the ball this season so far. And also, the Kings had an 18-point lead in this game. But it was in that second half where the Atlanta Hawks caught fire, and it was Garrison Matthews was just on fire. And there were points in this game where the Kings were switching. And I could live with a contested 3-point shot. But they were leaving guys wide open on the 3-point arc. And that's how the Atlanta Hawks got back in this game, continued to cut that 18-point lead. And at one point in the fourth quarter, the Hawks tied the game at 109. But then the Kings answered back to go on a 6-0 run. And then it was De'Aaron Fox, when you needed him the most, just to calm the storm. And also, with the free throws, 26 of 30 from the line, who better to get to the line than DeRozan to also calm the storm? That's what's different about this season's team to last year. The Kings would have lost this game last season. But this year, no, they didn't. Because they had De'Aaron Fox and DeRozan to calm everyone's nerves. And the Kings win the game. It's not how you do, it's not the way you do it, it's how you do it. Just get the win. The Kings are now 3-2 on the season. Big win against a Hawks team that's they got a whole bunch of injuries to their team that they're dealing with. You got Bogdanovich, who's out. Dyson Daniels is also out for this Hawks team. You got Dominic Barlow, who was also out for this Hawks team, and DeAndre Hunter is also out for this Hawks. And the Kings needed to win this game. They are the better team, and then defensively, this Hawks team, the Utah Jazz are not good defensively. Portland's not good defensively. The Atlanta Hawks are miles ahead, not good defensively. And the Kings, they exposed that in this game, especially early on in that first half, where they exposed it. But that second quarter, the Kings defense fell apart, and they allowing the Atlanta Hawks to get into the paint with those alley-oops and continue to chip away at that Kings lead. But Kings win 123-115, and back-to-back tomorrow, game in Toronto to take on the Raptors, who did play as well tonight. So Toronto will be on the second night of back-to-back. They lost to the Lakers in their game 131 to 125. They lost. The Raptors are 1-5 on the season. Hey, Kings are better than Toronto. Toronto's given up defensively. Toronto's given up 124 points a game so far this season. So the Kings should win. They should go in. I know it's a tough back-to-back, flying from Atlanta to Toronto. Then you got to go through customs. But go out, win the game, and then you go back down south to Miami to wrap up this road trip. So Kings 3-2, the beam is lit. And thanks for tuning in to this recap. Be sure to subscribe, hit that thumbs up here on our Kings related YouTube channel, and we'll see you for a recap of tomorrow night's game against the Kings and the Raptors. Hopefully another W. Can they go 4-2? We will see, but to sum up this game, offense is awesome. Some things to clean up defensively. Still early in the season to clean it up. So thanks for tuning in. I will see you following tomorrow night's game against the Toronto Raptors. Go Kings and light the beam.